Okay. I
Oh,
guess I never quite know if it's going, but I think we're live. Seeing as I am camera person and the person who cuts. Oh.
Are you?
So, yes, I should be good. Oh man. I will put as download, where it says download, I will put this piece of paper, which includes the changes to the lead list procedure, and so you can download it from there. I'll just do that right after class, but I'll give you a little ones now. There's an extra piece of paper in between.
All right, thank you. There's the extra scrap paper. Yeah.
Is it possible I can't get into this thing all of a sudden? The admin.
Are you online?
I can't get into my, it's saying I don't have my,
Bandwidth? No, I wouldn't say
I
that.
can't contact my profile or.
Okay, let me go look and see. But you are online, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. Because,
Grand old-
That's it.
No, I usually
Right now.
have that little
Alright,
admin button.
I need to make yes. I need to do that first. Alright, now put it in.
Well, I have two names, so.
Two names.
It's either AA, and I tried them both and it doesn't work. Agent on the road, right, .com?
Oh, now it would be the Donna Dot.
Yeah, we received
It's not, I tried that too.
It should be, that's what
That
it's
in the right
supposed to
one,
be.
Joel's phone number, and
It's
she
all
was
crazy.
Before.
Right.
Agent
Donna
on
Dot.
the
Agent only the other day.
Yeah.
I only got her.
And is
When
this?
she's
Unless you've changed it, it's supposed to be lowercase d, and then Adriana all lowercase.
I just want to
Maybe
apologize.
it's because I never had a login.
But let me see what I can do for you. So
I put my hands in the fan.
This
Let me look in and see what you're doing.
Thursday or Friday.
Because I can change it right now.
Let me see if it's done.
It's not supposed to be, but that doesn't mean that it's not.
I know. He said, that's my. I don't know.
Oh, that's what it was.
Oh, you're in? Okay, great. Okay. I talk about a lot of different things in these classes. Today, I want to discuss lead list changes that we've made in the last week, which are pretty substantial. I say they're substantial. It's nothing to freak out about or anything like that, but you do need to know about it. I think it's an improvement. Or not think, I know it's an improvement. Okay, so, and I will get this on site as soon as I can. But each one of you, here you go, Susan, have the new procedures that I would like for you to do. And yes, we can look at the leads here.
I should feel what's making you.
I know. Remember that?
Why do you feel like
They said it has
Okay, so some of y'all have been getting some leads recently that are, Josie's been helping me, thank goodness. And so she's been able to go back through, and we've been looking at ones that nobody has done anything with, that have been basically just wasted and written off, and that just really drives me crazy. I don't see any purpose for that. So because I have the extra help, she can reassign them. So if you get a lead that their original inquiry was
In March.
in September or something, March, don't be surprised. Just know that that's what it is. And the reason it's being assigned to you now is that hopefully that you will do something with it. March actually would be a pretty good one, because if they were a rental and they were March, you start talking to them now, this is a very good time to start talking to them about what they're going to do at the end of that rent, so that lease. So maybe they'll buy instead of rent again. And now that we have the loan officers and the insurance agents tied into it more aggressively than we did before, because they are the ones that provide the program to begin with, I believe having that assigned to you, with your efforts combined with their efforts, both of those, the mortgage and the insurance, have automated systems that send out automated campaigns, and those campaigns will have your name on it as well as theirs, and you are tied to that lead. So if there's any response, if Allstate gets some kind of response from some of the advertising or campaigns that they do as part of this collaboration, it knows it's yours. It's not like it's going to go back in the pool and get reassigned again. So we just go over the changes that were made because of this stronger collaboration and trying to make sure that people get followed up with better. Most real estate agents, I believe I read, only 5%. I could get that wrong. Oh, yes, and actually we were talking about that the other day. But it's a very low percentage. It's 5%, maybe too low. Only 5% of agents contact someone between 7 to 12 times. And that's usually the time that it takes to convert a lead. So with the loan officers and the insurance agents helping, we will certainly get the number of touches, contacts, looks, whatever you want to call it, raise that tremendously. So, in light of that, here is what you're expected to do differently. Used to be 48 hours. Well, I should go down the list of this paper that I made. Okay. It basically is the same thing that you have been doing. All right? So when you get the lead, when you get a lead, the system automatically emails you that lead. But that doesn't mean that it may not go to spam. And sometimes emails just go into la la land. I mean, they really do. They just go away and there's no explanation for it and there's nothing that anyone can do about it, which is a very big statement, but it's true. I hate that kind of thing, but that is true. So that is why it's important that you go into agentown.com admin account daily to make sure that you haven't missed any leads. Okay?
Excuse me, but have you changed the setting on that? Because now I don't have to log in every time. Have you changed something? Do you have that?
If you check remember me,
Yeah.
and you're on the same IP address, it's going to allow you to just go straight in. Well, unless somebody grabs your computer, but you know, I mean, depends on how.
My senior iPad.
Well, y'all get me distracted. I'm going to try to stay focused. But I have to say
Thank you.
that I did pick up the, what is it called? The iPhone 6, the Fab phone or whatever, Fab Pad. And that thing is like holding up almost a briefcase or an iPad to your ear to talk, but I still have to have one anyway. Don't yet, but want one. Okay, so, but they bend. Isn't that weird?
I did say that,
Isn't
yeah.
that strange? Okay, so getting back to my discussion about the changes, which I'm not going to get distracted from. Okay, so that's, you'll be emailed, but sometimes you may miss your email. So you need to, on a daily basis, check your account in the back of Agent Owned. The way you do that is go to agentowned.com/admin, Or you could log in at the agent login here, and that will take you to the back end. If you do not know how to log into your account, email Josie or myself or Linda, but Josie, email Josie. Her email address is josie.hull, Hull, at agentownedrealty.com, and she can give you the instructions on how to get in. So,
Can I ask a question? So this right here, well, you said that you, and I have gotten several of the emails or the leads from like March and September or
Mhm,
whatever. It doesn't go on there though, it's just in my email, so I'm not able to go and see, well, what were they even looking at?
it does, but it still keeps it in chronological order. So if you did get one from March, say, you're gonna have to scroll.
Where's in my email, it's not on here.
It is in your account. Well, it should be unless there is a glitch, but let's say it's working perfectly as it should.
All my leads and then.
Okay, it should be in your leads in chronological order going from the newest down to the oldest. So you would have to scroll down to March in order to
I wasn't
see
here
it.
in March.
So then, I don't think that matters,
It would still be.
but it would be the last one.
So I'll check.
Well, we'll check, okay.
Go
So-
with their last name.
Oh, yes, and you
Well,
can
Kelly-
always do lead filtering, which makes things life much easier if you just do that. And if you do lead filtering, you can put in their last name. You do have to tell it over here that it's last name, which is a little bit annoying. Do search, and it will pull it up that way. Okay, but, so here we are, and, okay, so, when you get that lead, you try to contact it. I'm gonna leave it up to you. It's your discretion about the best way to contact it, whether by phone or email, text, Facebook message, which would be a little bit strange, stalkerish. But I would wait till you have a little bit of a relationship with somebody before you do that, although a lot of people are using that as their means of communication. Texting is is strong. Again, you may want to have a little bit more of a relationship with a and you're just gonna have to try to feel it out and see if you can discern if they are older, if they're younger. If they're older, call them. If it's, you know what, if they give the right phone number, then I guess that is a pretty good indication that they're okay with you calling them. If they aren't, then they don't want you to call them. So that's kind of an easy signal. All right, the second thing you do after you do that, so either you make contact with the lead or you don't. Either way, you change the lead. Let's go into this one that's at the top here and see what the deal is with it. Okay, Josie put this in, and okay, I know what this is. This is one of Christina Morrissey's iPad card people. But we can still look at it here. So we have to manually enter those, and Josie's doing that for me. That's good. You try to contact the lead. You determine what they're doing the best that you can. You must, there's only 2 musts or 3 musts now rather than 2 that used to be. The first must to stay on the list is change that group from anything but default to something else. You can change it to others. I would much prefer you to go, and if you've done the research, you can see that they're actually looking to buy, or if they're looking to sell. You've got your license in Mount Pleasant, correct?
Correct.
So then, and I explain it in this paper, you would be, and you found Mount Key buyer, and that's the group that you would put it in. So I'm gonna leave it like that. That, you've got to change the group, and the reason for that is that when I go and I look, or whoever looks, and we look at this list of everything, we can look at a glance and see if there's somebody that's under default, instead of being put in a different group.
Question,
Mhm.
that Lori, that's mine, now I contacted her,
Mhm.
so do I need to do that under each one?
Yes, and that's
Oh, my
addressed,
goodness. Okay.
well, wait, no, Beth, that's addressed in here. Yes, if
Okay.
the lead is on your list multiple times, I know y'all are sick of hearing me say this, but it is the truth. That I am working with Mersal to try to get them to merge this. It is more complex technologically than it seems to be on the surface to do that, because there's a lot of parts that go into it. So for right now, you may have one person that's on there multiple times. They need to be changed from default
Okay.
each time.
Okay.
Because every time I see default,
Yep.
I don't go to the trouble to see if it's that.
Okay.
But you can use these little boxes, and you have these boxes
Ah.
also, and you can change them
All at once?
as a group
Okay, thank you.
instead of having to do it one by one,
Okay,
which is a lot
Thank you.
faster. You're
that answers
welcome.
my question.
You don't have to thank me. But
It
it is helpful.
It
I
is.
do know that much.
Lisa, would you, you check them all and then what do you do? 'Cause
Oh,
I've
sorry.
forgotten from a
That's all
while
right.
back.
So I checked some of hers. She's
Yeah.
got one at least, or she's got,
Sometimes
this
that-
lady is really in here asking to see some stuff.
If you don't go in on the, like I had one that looked like it was a duplicate, but they actually want to see a totally different.
No, they were all different. All these
Mhm.
properties are different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this,
This is.
wow, this
Yeah.
person is really
So you
wanting,
got
she's
nine-
all over the place.
Oh, yeah, yeah, they're,
But she's obviously really wanting to buy something.
yes.
Which is a good thing. Anyway, check the boxes.
Yeah.
Okay. And we come up and you will see at the
Oh.
top, it says default right there,
Okay.
which just means the group. It should say group. It should give you a better clue, but it doesn't. It says default. If you do the drop down, you get the same options that you get when you go into the lead, into the group. So I'm going to change all of those for her to Mount Pleasant buyer. I select move selected, then it asks me if I really want to, and I say okay. So I've done
Okay,
that for
great,
you.
thank you.
All right, now it's 24 hours now rather than 48, so that needs to be within 24 hours. Change that. After you change it to from default to something else. There is one exception, and I will go into that later, which has to do with Zillow and the Zillow leads that are coming in now. But after you do that, I want you to email your insurance agent and your loan officer and share the information that you have gotten about the lead. If you have gotten no information, if you did not contact them, just email them and said, hey, I didn't contact them. Or hey, the phone number's bad. Some sort of communication.
So
To
do they
the-
need the name? What do they need in that email?
I would give them, they already have been copied. They already have the information on the lead itself that you have. Now, they don't have access to the back end. They have access to that first email information. So those MLS links that are in there, they would have. But they won't know if you have multiple ones in the same day which one you're talking about. So of course you should reference which lead you're speaking about. And I know I like it when somebody gives me the email address, because that's kind of how it's easier for me to track things and look up things that way. But if you do one or the other, you're going to be okay. And just say, I have attempted to contact this person and have gotten somewhere or haven't, blah, blah, blah.
Could we just, when we do receive the email, like she stated, could we just forward that same email, that way it already has that information in there in regards to their phone number, so forth, and then just say, yes, I've contacted this person?
As
That-
long as
that
you
way
put
it-
another note on top of the forward, yes.
Right,
If you,
okay.
you just
One of them
forward
I
it.
had-
Just say update or spoke
That's a good idea, actually.
One of them I hadn't gotten an email on it yet. so
Right.
I'm-
Well, it may just be in spam or La La Land, like we talked about. I mean, it does happen,
And
so.
do they need to know if they're a buyer or a renter or?
If you know, if any information that
Because
you
that
know.
doesn't always show up on the email either.
We'll just give
No, oh, well, it would
Yeah.
never show up on the email.
Why would we
following
give,
their search.
but why would we be giving them if they're renters to the?
Oh my
That's what I
gosh,
mean.
that's the beautiful thing of what we're doing. Because, okay, for you, hopefully, y'all are out there busy selling houses, listing houses, all of that kinds of stuff. And, but there are a lot of people that rent homes for 6 months or a year usually, and then at the end of that term will buy a house. Very many of them will buy a house. Even more of them will buy a house if they know they can buy a house. A lot of them don't know they can buy a house, and the reason they don't know they can buy a house is no one's taken the time to explain to them that they can. So now the loan officer can email them and say, do you realize one of their campaigns, one of their emails that they send to them is, you realize you very possibly can buy a home. Let's see if you can. Let's work this out. So they're working that behind the scenes for you. So they can prime them, get them ready for you. Your name is still stuck on that renter. Even after it's rented something, they're rented something. Okay? And if they get them and they cultivate them, which is what their whole system is about, then when they're ready to buy, they go, Susan, hey, so-and-so is ready to buy.
Because most of them, like, I get a renter today, they're looking for a rent today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 8 months from now, well, yeah, I mean, and that's another question several of us have been discussing, is
Mhm.
about, you know, qualifying the leads as to, you know, when they log in.
Yep.
Because a lot of people say, well, I just like using this website.
Okay?
You know, I don't need a realtor. Well,
Okay.
then they're stuck on my webpage forever,
Okay?
okay? You know, qualify, are they a buyer?
Okay?
You know, like when they when they're filling out the thing,
Mhm.
or, I mean, we've been calling the people, some guy called, Greg got him yesterday, and he says, I don't know how you got my number, but I'm not interested in selling real estate. Well, I got your number, because you logged
You
on
gave
to
it
my
to
website,
me.
right, you know? You
Okay.
know, or, you know, hey, no, I'm just a looker, you know?
Of course. Well, I can tell you from my own personal experience, I do not have any statistical data to back this up. But if someone tells you the magic words, I'm not looking, I'm just looking around right now, or I'm just looking something along those lines. Within 6 months, they've purchased a home. Okay? It's a fact. People will tell you that. So that sort of answers that question. You don't give up on those people, and now you've got others helping you to stay in front of them so that when they make that decision of who they're going to use as a realtor, then hopefully you will be top of mind.
What
Because you-
time period are they going to be, like Rex? That's a lot of leads for her to
Yeah,
be.
it is.
to-
Yes, absolutely. Rex is, but see, they have an automated system that they take the lead, they plug it in, and so then it just goes, and it emails them out however long. And I think they choose whether they're a renter or a buyer. And now Rex has a lot to do. She's got Patty though that helps her. So it's not too much they want to do this.
Does her rental letter tell them how to improve their credit score?
Well, that's a very good question. I don't, I'm sure one of them would be, and one very early one would be addressing that. I know that Rex works hand in hand with somebody that does credit repair and not the, well, it's not illegal, but the unethical way. There's an ethical way and there's a non-ethical way. Well, that's true. And we don't work with the non-ethical people. We don't. So what she will do at that point, if the person needs credit repair, she refers them to that person. Then she lets you know, I've sent this person to this credit repair person. They're in that process. Put that in your notes. When that resurfaces, then we'll let you know, and you can go and call them. You can go and contact them. Unless you, or at the same time, you can be trying to help develop that lead. But those are so much more long-term that your time is better used on things that are more immediate.
What I mean is, a lot of my rentals don't qualify to even rent. You So I'm
There.
thinking if.
They have to live
Yeah,
someplace.
I know, that's the bed. That's right.
I mean, where are they gonna live? I know.
I know.
I
And
know.
they have kids and they, but whatever, but I'm just saying if their letter says, a little basic on how to
I think,
tweak it a little,
I think
how to
they, I think
help
they,
them, tell
I
them.
think they do,
Stop
like the
being late
very
or,
basics, which you would
Yeah,
think
basics.
that people know. But we assume too much, because, just because we
No, they
know
need
it,
the
doesn't
basics.
mean that
need
they
to know.
do. And then there's people that are out there renting houses that have 800 credit scores and have not a clue that they could buy a house.
That's what, can she send an email saying why?
That's
why
what
I'm
Oh,
in
definitely.
an environment when you can
Definitely, that's definitely one of them.
I'm trying to convert
That's
them.
one of the first ones. But, and try to get it before they even rent.
Right, exactly.
The first time. But anyway, that's what's going on. And so they've got that going on behind the scenes. Okay, so let me get where I am. All right, so you email your insurance agent and the loan officer. You let them know what you found out. Even if it's you found out nothing, you just still let them know that you found out nothing. That also lets them know that you've taken some sort of action. And if you found out something, at least if they get a hold of them, won't sound stupid. Like, if you talk to them and then they talk to them and you say one thing and then they say something else, it's not going to look like we are a very coordinated unit. So I'm just trying to make the information flow. This is it is a process that is being put together in a way that is the way it's going to be right now.
Are they gonna contact them only, after we send them an email, or are they just gonna wait a certain?
Well, now, see, we get into step 4, I think. Or no, step 4 is you have to do the steps 1 through 3 within 24 hours. It used to be 48, now it's 24. Which is change the group and try to contact them, change the group, and email the insurance agent and the loan officer. Okay, now your loan officer will not contact the lead any earlier than, or attempt to contact the lead any earlier than 24 hours from the initial inquiry time. So, if you are doing what you are supposed to do, which is stay in that 24 hours, you will have been the first contact. They will not attempt any contact until after 24 hours. The insurance people will not attempt any contact until after 72 hours. So that's why, another reason it's important that you email them what, if anything, you found out. So that it's a coordinated effort. And we've got it timed so that the insurance or the mortgage people do not talk to them before you do. Hopefully. But if you could not get in touch with them, then the insurance and the mortgage people know that. And they can reference that if they contact them. And they can say, oh, well, I know that Donna tried to reach you yesterday, didn't get you, and this is what we do. She's the best real estate person there's ever been. You cannot be in better hands. They sell you as well as their own stuff. I mean, that is of equal importance. Okay? So, but they don't even try until after your time limit's
I'm
up.
just worried about them being turned off by being bombarded.
Absolutely.
Especially if they're just lookers, because I had a
Absolutely.
looker, he looked for 6 months before he even
Absolutely.
reached out to me, I tried him.
But that's
Absolutely.
statistically correct.
That's
I know.
absolutely.
Which
But I mean,
We
to be
have
bombarded,
struggled with this
that's a ton to me.
conundrum, I guess, about how much is too much, and you don't want people to feel bombarded, and you don't want people to be turned off and say, oh my gosh, I don't want to deal with this because who are these people? Okay, but on the other hand, well, now if the system, if it works the way that I would like for it to work, then you would talk with them, Donna, within the first 24 hours. You can email the mortgage and insurance people and say, Susie is, she's just looking around right now, so there's no reason, this is actually a good phone number, this is an actual good email address. I've put them in so they're getting automatic emails of listings they're interested in. And so just give them a little time before you call them, you know, so we don't feel like that we're overdoing it. That's the best I could hope for. I mean, that's what
Now, I got an email
my goal.
that,
or
Rex emailed one of my people, so do they just email or are they calling? Is she calling?
I don't think she's calling unless you in your note have said, I've spoken with this person and it is now time for you to reach out
And they
and
do
make
it
that
by
phone
email.
call. No, they're just gonna stick them in their regular email campaigns unless you tell them something along the lines of, you know, it's time
I don't
now.
know what they qualify for.
It's time. It's time. You need to get involved.
Is there an unsubscribe button at the end of their emails? Because if they are and you're getting frustrated, we can always tell them, hey, at the end, you
Oh,
know,
You have to have that on your email, yeah.
hit, hit
Yeah.
unsubscribe
Mhm.
if you're tired of getting that, and that way we
Yeah.
could only be, so.
Yes, yes. There's unsubscribe on the auto email for the
Okay.
listings. There's an unsubscribe on
For like
both the
Lexington.
insurance and
Okay.
the mortgage.
Okay.
And, but even if they unsubscribe, I wouldn't take them off your list just
Oh, no,
because.
but what I'm saying, if they were being
Right.
bombarded or something.
Yeah,
so.
well, people just do that anyway,
I'm
just
taking
because.
myself off my list. 'Cause Mama has someone out there.
Oh, you need to be.
Question about, okay, I've opened up my clients, my customers thing, and, you know, I have an automatic email that I have in there. Hit the W, it says, welcome to Agent on Realty.
Okay,
Okay, and
great.
then I cut and paste the message.
Okay,
I hit send.
okay. You know,
I
do you know
have-
how to do the canned responses?
Well, I made my own personal thing.
That's
with
what I
that
mean.
same thing.
But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
I can
But here's
show
my
you how to
problem.
do it, save you a little time. but go ahead.
Marisol's telling us all those black stars are confirmed correct emails.
Yeah.
That ain't true.
Now, you know, I agree with you. This is supposed to be that this is a registered user. What that means is that they have confirmed, if they're a registered user, that they have confirmed that email address. Well, that is obviously not true, especially in this case, because Josie just put that
Oh,
in
no
just
emails.
right now. So it would have to be emailed to the potential lead, or to the lead. The lead will have to confirm it, and then they should get this star. Why are they starring all of these when they shouldn't be? I don't know.
I've never
I-
seen
oh.
unknown to at.
Wait, look, here's one that says it's not.
That's mine.
Yeah.
But you see that email up there, unknown to at nomail.com?
No
Yeah,
email.
and
No,
that's,
no,
that's a
Oh, did you?
registered
Oh, you
user.
Oh,
What's
that's,
interesting is why is this one not, and that one is an actual email address?
so my question basically is that when we email out of Marisol, is there any way that they
Oh, I
can
see
tell
what
us
you're
this is a
doing
bad
there.
email? Like, you know how the new Flex system sends us?
Well,
your-
now,
your-
first of all, I don't know much about the new Flex system.
Well, they sent us an email.
Okay,
You know, Lisa Valero has opened your portal,
okay.
so you know they're looking at the stuff.
Well, and this says that too.
How does it do that? I don't get that at all.
Okay, every time anybody that's one of your, that is assigned to you,
Right.
that goes back and logs
Oh, that one.
in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, it's back in, yeah.
Yes.
But it doesn't tell me that their email's correct. There's no way other than me cutting and putting it into Gmail.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, this is not
Until it comes
accurate.
back as undelivered.
I do
So,
that on my Gmail.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
I put it
that's
into
just
my
the way to
Gmail
tell.
account,
Mhm.
right? And I just put checking email.
Mhm.
That's all I put.
Mhm.
Checking email, I send it. If it comes back good, if not, then I tag it bad email.
Yeah, you can do that.
No,
Since you
And
already
that
know
way
it.
it saves you time, but also,
You don't know any other way to do it,
Like,
then, do
go
you?
up.
Because if you email straight out of that program, I don't know. if the
I've
person-
never emailed straight out of a program, really, to be honest. I do everything as Gmail.
That's good.
Because I keep everything on my calendar and Gmail too. That's how I deal with stuff. Everybody has their own deal.
Again, they get something.
But hold on.
Okay, good, thank you for that.
But
To notify me that.
I will have to think about it. There may be a faster way. Mersal is not screening it except for asking people to confirm their email address. They do send out an automated response when someone registers saying, please confirm your email address. And some people actually do.
Oh my gosh.
But, you know, if it's a made up email address, well, they're not going to even get the automated thing. That would be kicked back, and that's got to be kicked back to somebody. Maybe Mersal could somehow, or not somehow, but maybe Mersal could share with us when they get kicked back on their auto responses to that. That would be a system change, and that would be a useful system change. It would be very useful. I still would not take the person off your list, even if it's a bad email, a bad phone number, and a bad name. And we've talked about this before, but I'll tell you again, because somebody will often want to be incognito, or they're just mean, or whatever, and they just hate life,
But
or
the right
hate
people.
people, or whatever. But eventually they will buy something, and eventually they will register somewhere they will. Maybe,
And
but
that's-
most likely.
Can't we tag that way?
But the thing about it is that when that happens, because we are using a server-side cookie system now, which is almost unheard, it's very new technology.
Wow.
It still will be tied to you. So if the person came in with blah 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 blah, but you've just left them there, not deleted them, and then 6 months later they come in and they say they're Tim Jones and they get their real phone number and their real email address, the system knows, because it's tracking it on the server side, that it's the same person, and it doesn't go into the lottery. It's automatically assigned to you.
Mm-hmm.
It used to do it by cookies on the browser side, but it doesn't. We don't do it that way anymore.
So if people are not gonna
It's
start
not
doing this,
perfect, but it does work.
so if people are not gonna start
Some.
tagging, starting today, right?
You can tag as much as you
No,
want.
no, no, what I'm saying is if they don't start tagging, they're coming off the lead list, so we'll.
Group, there's grouping,
Grouping,
and
grouping,
tag.
grouping.
Grouping is different than tag.
Yep.
And the reason that I'm going off grouping is because that's what I see in this long list. And for me to look at the tags, I have to open each one.
Mhm.
And I can't, I don't have time to open each one. So, but this one's nice. Look at Donna there. I just happened to do that. But she is set, she put tags in there, she's set up and she's contacted. Set up must mean
Who is
she's
that?
put in, somebody.
Oh, Ramona.
Ramona, yeah. So, that's really good. You did a great job. So,
I have
very,
a
very
question.
good. Uh-huh.
When you email from there
Mm-hmm.
versus going into your Gmail, what's the difference?
Oh, big difference, because it logs right onto your, open up my email, you just had it right there, and you'll see that every email you've ever sent this client
Oh, right.
is in there.
Right.
Like Matt Kim right there.
Because when I was first
The
doing
one-
leads, I don't know.
Somebody through my Gmail.
Somebody told me
Oh.
don't do it from here, to go through your Gmail. I don't know why.
No, because watch what happens. I go to email history, if you would, please.
Whoa.
So there I can
Wow.
see, I
That's
emailed them
awesome.
twice today.
That's
Oh.
awesome.
So why wouldn't you just use this way?
There is
Because
no
you don't know
reason.
if it's real yet until the first time you get them. So the first time you get them, and use tomjones@gmail.com, and you cut and paste it, and you put it into Tom Jones, and it comes back bad email, then you know, you tag it bad email. But this way I know when the last time I did him was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is great. It's definitely a better way of record keeping.
And your notes
than-
as well.
Yes, and then you also have notes. I mean, this is going over information that is just about using the system in general. But you can add notes to any of the leads. You use that. Susan and Greg use it really well. add to power dialer under the contacts. So she's letting herself know what's going on with it. There's so many things that you can do. You can look at their search history, people save searches. She gets email when they log back into Agent Own. Also, one thing, anybody that is, you don't even have to be internet savvy or tech savvy. Look at the referring URL right here when you get them, and you can see why they came to the website. And it's pretty easy to decipher. Sometimes it's harder than others, but this one's pretty easy. All right, agentown.com listings, and 20 Milano Hanahan 146. So they put in the MLS number. They went specifically for that home. I don't know. Is that your listing? No.
146 now.
That's fantastic. I love it. That's great. So you've done something, or Agent Own has done something. You must have gotten it from the, well, I'm going to assume you got it from the lead lottery pool.
I think I did, yeah.
Okay. So then that means that Agent Own has done something that has attracted a buyer for you, or if it's a renter, I guess I could look, a buyer for you that did not go to its listing agent, which
If it's a, what, oh, no, well, I'll check that later.
So, I have one more question on the email. So, when you email from there,
Uh-huh.
what does from what email address? So when so if they hit reply back, where does it reply back to?
It'll say right there, someplace it says
I
that.
know, where?
This
No,
email
oh,
has-
here it is, email right here.
Okay, then
Email.
it says, this has been sent to you by Susan Charleston by Net. Where does it say that?
No, it says right here.
There.
All right, so when you put email, it'll say, your email's going to say it's from Lisa@agentown.com and reply to Lisa@agentown.com.
Why does that
It's
say
the
that?
email address that is,
What?
oh yeah, that should be yours.
But you're
not
probably
mine.
logged in, even though you're checking hers, it's
Oh,
probably that you're logged in.
yeah.
Excuse me for a minute.
Based on your login information.
Yeah, I am logged in.
So when they
Oh,
reply
yes, I
back, where does it go? To
To
my
Well,
your
see-
email, whatever email address that you receive your emails from, that's the one it's gonna go to.
That's in the system, because that's how you log in. The reason that mine's here instead of
Just like your
Susan's is
signed up.
because I am the one that's logged in right now. So I guess that would never be the case with y'all because, or is not supposed to ever be the case with y'all, because you would only see your leads, okay? This is only happening because I'm seeing a lead that's not assigned to me. So that is what is going on, that's what it does with that. And I think I have gone through, then the loan officer, I told you, that's 24 hours for the mortgage, 72 hours for the insurance, and then everybody just communicate about it, and that's it. And I know that there's a billion questions, but that's all I'm gonna do for the class, the official class. Y'all can email me or Rosie with questions. My email address is Lisa, spelled like Liza, Liza, @agentown.com. And have a good day. You're welcome. Yeah, bye.